Tuesday, July 27th, Beans and Rice. It's the Butter Pecan Puerto Rican host.
And it's so beefy.
And it's your boy, the Vanilla Bean, Javi.
Vanilla Bean Javi. We actually have two guests today. One doesn't speak English, so one will be the proxy and speak on his behalf.
Go ahead
and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Cynthia.
Cynthia, with a baby inside. Can you believe that? Dude, that is a good point, because you said it's like she's speaking on behalf of somebody. She's like a psychic for a baby.
She is. She's in touch with the baby in more ways than one. There's the umbilical cord. I'd imagine there's some sort of psychic connection. Whatever he's going to be. What's the season? Scorpio? Leo? I don't know.
No, he's going to be a Leo.
He's going to be a Leo?
So we almost had a Cancer baby, you know?
Yeah.
We would have the whole Holy Trinity.
Oh, well, Cynthia's also a water sign.
Yeah, she's also a Pisces. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah. You're a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm terrible.
It's all of you three guys are Pisces. Can you believe that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So it's all water signs except for the baby. There's literally, dude, there's literally fire in her stomach, dude. She's like the Gulf of Mexico, dude. Fire's coming out of that water inside.
Let's just hope the water doesn't break during this interview.
But yeah, so there's umbilical cords. What else do they have tied into the baby?
That's it.
The placenta, where it gets its nutrition from, which it goes through the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
The endometrium?
Are you going to do a placenta smoothie?
No.
You should do a little video on it. No?
Or about pizza?
She was thinking about the pills, but turning them into pills. But
for those that don't know, that's Javi's wife. You're not going to do a placenta smoothie, Javi?
I don't know. I've never even looked into this.
How it's really done.
Just
take the Jamba Juice and be like, hey, throw this
I need these into my shake real quick.
And then their blades have a whole bunch of placenta.
All you have to do is pay a $10 premium. I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
you'll never have to use that blender.
Plus $10.
Or you can take your own freaking blender there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny? He's like, hey, I want your stuff. You know, I brought my own blender.
Yeah, throw in a grass of wheat grass.
That's the new BYOB. Bring your own blender.
Bring your own blender.
Hey, those are like the people, you know, like the people that invite you, but they hate, like, buying anything, so they're like, we're gonna have smoothies tonight. BYOB, bring your own blender.
Yeah, when you bring when those people bring something, they always bring the cheapest shit, like chips, and they're not even the good chips. They're the like
great value.
They're Clover sour cream and onion chips. Right? Remember that brand, Clover? Dude, if you've seen something like Clover, they're on food stamps.
Yeah, Red Rover. Guess who's not coming over, dude? Freaking Clover chips, dude. We don't want any of those.
They're the worst kind.
Or then they have like the knockoff Cheetos. They're called like cheese turds or something like that. You know?
It's called Chester's, which is weird because isn't Chester the name of the cheetah?
Yep.
I wonder how that works.
Chester, dude, and it literally tastes like a pedophile named Chester. You know?
Well, wasn't he the thing, Chester the molester?
Yep, Chester the molester.
That was a real guy,
dude. I had no idea.
If you Google it, that's a real guy.
Don't Google it if you're under 18
or at work. Don't Google it at work.
But now we have some people that listen that are 18 to like 21.
Do we? We have that demographic.
We have a little bit demographic finally.
Dude, it's about time.
You know, pending. One demographic that we've been trying to avoid is, you know, there's some people out there that think they can play soccer, you know, and then they don't even know, oh, dude, am I Mexican or am I Jamaican?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to understand what your hairstyle is before I'm going to agree to kick soccer balls with you.
You know, this guy Angel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A fallen angel is what he looks like, dude. Like he went through hell and survived, and now he's coming back looking like
a demon.
Like when one of the gremlins got burnt in the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, who's this guy? The guy from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, dude?
Looks
like cinnamon.
Looks like Whoopi Goldberg talked to Sammy Sosa and changed her skin up a little bit.
Yeah, so they were saying, there were rumors, you know, they've been talking a little bit too. Oh, you know what? You guys don't know how to play soccer, you know? They're like, oh, Javi, he's got a messed up leg. You know what I mean? He can't kick on one leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, have you ever watched the Paralympics?
Dude, Chris
Paralympic soccer.
Just give me a crutch.
You know? So yeah, he's like, Javi said, I'm gonna get my crutch and I'm gonna score a goal. And then host, what position are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play third batter.
Third batter.
Third in the lineup, just like baseball.
Yep.
I don't know soccer, so
he's gonna close the deal. And then, you know, he was challenging, dude, he was saying, oh, I'm so Mexican, dude. I checked. He doesn't have the Mexican shot. The little hole right here. You see that?
Yeah. Is that where they put you?
Show
chicken?
it. Show the
We
close
have
up.
another Mexican.
Show the
right
camera.
here. Can you see the Mexican hole? Okay.
Barely. No, not really. The
Okay.
lighting's off.
Well, there's a Mexican hole in there. Now we have another person that was born in Mexico. Right here. Actually.
Do you have the same?
Yeah, I do.
What
Right.
is that? The government
Show
just
the
putting
camera.
chips in you or something?
If you can't see his, you're not gonna be able
Who knows?
to
We
see
could
mine.
probably see yours maybe.
Yeah. Look at hers. Hers is so good. Look. Can you see it?
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
that
can
little
actually see
dark
from
mark.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of us have it, and this guy's like, "Oh, I'm more Mexican than you."
but he doesn't have it.
No,
It's because he can still contract polio or whatever that.
Yeah,
thing
you're
was
gonna
for.
get polio, dude, before the soccer game. You know what I mean?
If he gets polio, he's not going to have any legs,
Good luck finding
which
a ventilator,
automatically
dude, right now.
disqualifies you. Hobby's only 50% eligible. You'll be 0% eligible.
Oh yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I'm more Mexican than you because I talk funny." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, I can talk funny too." Hey, host, we're gonna. This is a can. Can you read this in English? Gas monkey, gas chango. The chango was drinking energia.
Anyone can speak funny if they want to.
All right,
This
buddy.
combination is a half billion and half billion. Totality 1 billion. See?
So you're gonna be the number one totality, fatality.
Fatal. Mortal Kombat.
So we want to know who's on your team, you know? Because I think Dre, you know what? We love you, but you're kind of on his team. You know what I mean?
It sounds like it.
So I think Black Lives Matter, but you know what I mean?
Not when it comes to soccer.
Not when it comes to soccer, dude. You seen those people in Italy, dude?
No lives matter in soccer. Did you see what the Italians did to the English? No lives matter.
Yeah. So I'm just like, get your teams together. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
got so. Oh, we also Fonzie. He's from the Lake Talk. He was gonna be in our team because they were questioning his Mexicanness too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And we just take people, you know, into our wings.
Since we're all inclusive.
We're all inclusive. We're not gonna divide.
So Dre is half Mexican though, so he's just shunning that part.
Well, he's how long has he been trying to learn how to speak
Like the
Spanish?
past 2 years.
You know,
I don't think he can say a sentence on his own.
it's just like on his. He's got like on his ear the little. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just got that basic ass leapfrog that he reads off of.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever you guys are wanting to play, make your team before they challenge us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's it. But let's get on to better things
Better and brighter
than
things.
soccer. You know what I mean?
Things that are more positive.
And today's the what is it? The 27th.
Yeah, what kind of holidays do we have, Javi?
Today, the first national holiday is Love is Kind Day.
Love is kind.
Love is kind.
I don't know, some of the biggest crimes were committed through love.
Oh yeah, Jodi Arias, remember? Oh, dude, she wanted to love so hard, she killed the guy.
Yeah. Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah, they drank poison. That's how
Yeah,
they
it
did.
became a double suicide. All out of love.
Dude, imagine now, dude. If they did that, that would not. They're like, dude, who are these people from Florida? You know what I mean?
2 Florida teens.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. But now, back then, it's like, oh, it's a love story. You know,
Yeah, back
'cause kids got a hold of poison.
Yeah.
So there's love is painful. What else is painful? Well, the way that Hobby talks about Cynthia over here sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she beats me. You know, he's like, I'm a battered man. I'm here to seek shelter. You know, so I have to work at the podcast too.
This is his refuge, but now he feels uncomfortable at the moment.
we're making Hobby what is it? Meet his it's not the victim, but what's the other one? His abuser.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is that where you fall in love with your abuser? What is it called?
Domestic violence?
I mean, yes, but there's a term for it.
I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
Dang. Well, I'll think of it.
So love is painful. So when could love be painful, do you think? I think that's like something like if you did something bad, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you cheated on someone,
Yeah.
you know? And then now your girlfriend has an STD.
Oh, sorry guys. Stockholm syndrome.
There we go.
That's what I developed. And that's it. That now I'm married to her, to my abuser.
Married to your abuser, huh?
Yep.
Okay, and then can you believe that?
Yeah, she's carrying his child and she calls him his abuser.
A Stockholm person, Javi?
Yeah, she's not from Netherlands or wherever that's at, but
I don't know. You're making,
Here we
you know what,
are.
Javi? We normally don't get uncomfortable, but I'm getting really uncomfortable with this conversation. You know what I mean?
Why?
I actually
'Cause you
think
guys
she's a
wanna
very
pursue-
nice person.
She seemed nice so far.
You know?
I am very nice.
She is very, very nice.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
obviously haven't seen American Psycho, so
She's not American, first of all. Okay,
Yeah.
so
hey,
maybe
you can't say that on TV.
I am a real American.
She's fully American. She doesn't need no green card. She
Double
has it already. Double
Wow.
vaccinated.
But dude, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something cool, and Javi interrupts me
You
talking
talk
about
about love
Sherlock
being,
Holmes syndrome.
love being pain, STD.
Oh yeah, so that could be one. You know,
Yeah.
you cheated on someone, and now it turned into a physical form.
Is
So
that
now
love
they're in
though if you
pain.
cheat on someone?
What is love? Baby,
Baby,
don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No,
No
more,
more.
dude. So, yeah, or maybe you love somebody. Have you ever cried because you love someone so much? I don't think I have.
Not for the sake of loving them, but like if something happened terrible to
Well,
them,
yeah, but I'm
or
saying,
if something really good happened for them, like there's tears of joy.
yeah,
But like through the emotion of the love itself, no.
you're like, oh, you know.
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
not like sitting there like, oh, I love them so much, and then I start to cry. No.
What about? Well, technically, we have a person that love turned into pain because her and Javi turned love
Yep.
into a
her
baby,
pain?
Yeah.
and she has contractions sometimes.
Yeah.
And she has pain. What other kind of pains do you experience with the love that is inside of your stomach?
Heartburn.
Heartburn? Dude, that's
So
a
what
good
kind of
one.
foods can you not eat anymore that you love to eat?
Literally
I-
everything.
Well, I honestly eat everything. I don't
Okay.
care. I just
You just
suck
deal
it
with the
up.
pain?
Yeah.
How does the baby feel about that?
I'm pretty sure he's enjoying it.
He doesn't have any foods that make him kick more or whatever.
No.
I wonder if he's like,
Throw a little.
he's like tasting stuff. Yeah.
Oh, what did we learn? That they develop sour and their taste buds develop at what week?
I don't remember at what week, but yeah, they can taste sour things.
Like around week 15 or
In
20
the
or
stomach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it taste or a reaction to the chemical?
No, it said taste, right? Yeah.
So that they can taste it. I was like, oh, that's so weird.
Dude, could you imagine the baby sticking its tongue out?
Dude, that just doesn't sound right because they get fed through the tube. They're not like physically eating.
I know,
that's
that's
why like,
weird,
It's not taste,
yeah.
it's just a reaction. I would think. I'm not a doctor, obviously.
No, yeah. That's
Well,
why we thought
or-
it was weird too, because
or
it's
may-
like they don't eat.
Do they have taste buds in the umbilical cord?
Yeah.
That's so.
She
No.
has like warhead candy and milk and just eating.
Oh no, and spice, right? Spicy and like and sour stuff. Is that what it
Uh-huh.
was? Yeah.
Weird.
I was gonna say maybe though it's like an IV because remember when you get an IV and you can,
Yeah, I guess if there's
you know what I
enough,
mean, and you
kinda
can taste it in
it.
your mouth.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're gonna put this tea in you, you know, so you can fall asleep. That's what they always say. And then you taste it. You're not.
Yeah. It's
Oh, do you
true.
want grape or this? So maybe that's how the baby can taste it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
pretty
that.
wild. You know what I mean?
That is
you can
pretty
taste
crazy.
through your veins.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
So for pregnant women that are listening, be like Cynthia and eat everything so your baby's not picky.
That is
Because
true.
if your baby's picky, that's your fault.
Amen.
Get him accustomed to everything right now.
So that's manifesting pain into love.
Yep.
That was a holiday, right? Was that
No, it said love is kind day. It's
Oh,
not
love is
pain.
kind
Pain
day.
is love or love is pain.
love is kind?
Love
right?
is kind, yeah.
Well, it's supposed
Well,
to be kind. You
Isn't
know?
that what they say in the weddings? Guys, help me out. You guys know what it is. It's like, love is non-judging. Love is pain, or love is not pain. Love does not judge. Love does not. What is all?
Oh yeah, dude. I've
You
heard
have
that
to know
before.
that quote. Yeah.
Mhm.
But they had the guy speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
I think it's a Dr. Seuss book.
You know, so they're like, amor no es violencia. Amor no es. What else?
I didn't know Dr. Seuss spoke Spanish.
Doctor.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
So yeah, so I don't know, but love is kind. Well, I guess if you're kind, you're loving. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
not a. And how is that even a national holiday? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Someone just made it up.
Love
Well,
is
yeah,
kind.
but shouldn't that be like an everyday thing?
Maybe
you know?
a person that was getting abused made that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you don't know how to love me.
So you're not kind.
Well, then the
therefore-
whole Stockholm.
You're supposed to be
syndrome-
nice to me.
Yeah.
And they say continuing to talk about stock. Okay, can you enlighten us, Javi, about Stockholm syndrome?
No, that's all it is. Is like you fall in love with your kidnapper
That's
or
it.
your abuser or something.
Okay.
That's pain is love. That's what you guys were just talking about.
No, that's
Moving
That's
on.
falsified love. And wait, before moving on, I wanted to. Cynthia's not been talking too much, thanks to you, Javi, for
Yeah.
distracting us.
See, I
Because
talked for
he's
both
using
of
a
them.
Stockholm
Yeah, this
syndrome
yeah.
on her.
the John Stockton syndrome.
Yeah.
So, Speaking of love stuff, do you consider yourself like the typical female that like loves love stories?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Okay, next holiday. That just stopped my question. I was gonna ask, like, what's your favorite love story as a child? And I don't
Oh, that
think
is
she
a
has
good
one.
question. No, let's ask that question. What was your favorite love story? Like, do you like Snow White, you know? Because you were born in Mexico, you're like, you didn't think they were dwarves. You're like, look at these hardworking Mexican men. You know what I mean? Putting in work, you know what I mean?
They didn't see sunlight when they
Picking
were
fruit,
minors.
you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, look at these little cute Mexicans. And then they got the guy that likes to clean and eats the soap, you know? What's that name of that guy? Don Tin, that's what his
Then
name
they
is.
got the one that's they call him Doc, but he's not certified at all. He just thinks he knows
Yeah,
everything.
he's not even a nurse practitioner. He's a
It's like,
CNA.
oh, you're about to give birth. Instead of an epidural, he's from Vicks.
Or nobody called you, Javi's always calling you, oh, this is my Cinderella, you know? Hashtag,
Esperancita.
yeah.
Esperancita.
So what was your love story? Because, I mean, if you don't like grown ones, what was like a young one that you liked?
Well, from Disney, it was Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah? So what made you like that one?
I don't know.
No? You were just like, oh, this guy she loves like somebody that's ugly?
Probably.
Yeah?
The hopeless romantic in you is what liked
Yeah.
it.
So did you identify more with the Beast or with the Beauty?
Wow, are you calling me ugly?
No, I'm just saying, like, what? Like, why did it make
it's
you...
okay. I honestly don't know, but
You
I
can't
always,
remember?
yeah.
I'm gonna take a wild guess because women love to be the reason someone changes, right? Like, because they're like, oh, I did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he was a
changed them.
monster, right?
And
He
now
was
look at my
angry.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, I tamed him. Women love that. So
No, it's
that,
like-
that's why women love
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
No, it's like, look at my felon. You know what I mean? He can't get a job, but look.
I
He's my
took care of him.
husband.
I'm holding him down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Dude,
my
that
guess.
is a good point. We should
That
make a new
is.
Beauty and the Beast with that. It's like a
But-
criminal.
But it's modern and like completely relative to today's society.
It's like Harvey Weinstein or whatever gets out of jail, and then the wife wants to change him into like a sweetheart,
Yeah.
and he's the Beast, and then everybody loves him again.
Although it can't be, I don't know if he's married, but the future wife, I guess, she meets him. She doesn't know anything about him. She starts discovering his past. That's how the character develops. And then she changes his ways, and he changes for her.
Oh, that would be a dark past, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that. Maybe talk about the next holiday, Hockey.
Yeah, you're right. This might depress you even more. But I mean, it's National Scotch Day as well.
National what?
Scotch Day.
What's that?
The
tape?
alcohol?
The tape.
Oh, I thought of scotch like alcohol.
I'm pretty sure it's the alcohol
I don't
or
know if
both.
it's
You know, why can't we celebrate both?
Why do they have the same name? Alcohol and tape.
Well, because if you consume both, they're both toxic, right? One's an adhesive. If you ate that, that can't be good for you. And we all know alcohol is a toxin. I don't know.
It is a literal drug.
Dude, speaking about tape, bro, eating tape. What about tapeworms, huh? Have you guys heard about those ones?
Dude, I remember stories that my mom would say about the tapeworms and how they would get them out.
Did you ever have
Gross.
tapeworms when you were in Mexico, Cynthia?
No.
No? Did I tell you a story when I had worms in me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said it on the actual podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time it happened to me. My stomach was hurting and I don't know what they did. You know, like, oh, you know, he's got, and I don't know what he ate, you know? And then they gave me some medicine and I pooped out worms.
What?
That's how Mexican I am, by the way.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
My
Like a
parents grew
lot
up
of
with that
worms.
because like the
From the water and stuff, I guess.
medication wasn't like up to date. Yeah, it's like was it a virus? No, it's a bacteria, right? That's what it
Something.
comes from.
I
You
was-
should Google it.
Yeah, I was like 4. All I
Crazy.
know is that I was pooping worms, you know? And I had to do it like in the outhouse bathroom because like they had one like inside where the regular people pooped, and they had one that was like I had to go where the dogs pooped almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that way you don't
Keep
infect
your
the
worms
others.
over there, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you were like isolating and keeping your 6 feet distance before COVID happened.
Oh, dude, it was more like 20 feet distance.
So used to it, yeah.
So yeah, so that never happened to you?
No.
Because I heard, dude, we were talking about tapeworms actually today, and it's like they go all the way up to your brain.
Yeah, they
You know
can.
that?
They're like literally feet long.
Would you be scared of that, Cynthia? They go from your butt all the way to your head.
Yeah.
They'll go in your brain, like the worm. It'll start
Uh-huh.
spreading and go inside of your brain, and then what happens? Does it turn you into like a zombie, or
I mean, I imagine it's a parasite, so it would probably eat your brain and you would slowly
Yeah.
die.
isn't that scary?
Crazy. Yeah.
Does it really go to your head though?
Yeah, dude, it goes to
I
your
didn't know
brain,
that,
starts
'cause I knew
affecting
it lived
your.
in your digestive system.
Yeah, it just keeps growing and growing, and I think
Gross.
it'll start spreading. That's pretty creepy, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if just like drinking vinegar, because vinegar is acidic, if it would kill it, right? Or you would think, maybe. I'm not sure. Obviously, you have to take meds for it, as you meant, and you have to like poop it
Yeah.
out. But
Would you
I
be
wonder if
scared
there's-
if you pooped out a giant? Because I pooped out little
Of course
ones,
I would
but,
be, man.
Dude, imagine a tapeworm, dude. It's like this big.
yeah, anyone literally Google it. It freaks me. I don't know why I was fascinated with it as a kid. But I would,
Tapeworms?
like, yeah, because it freaked me out. So I was like looking to see. I don't know if maybe I was like always checking the toilet to make sure I didn't have it. But it was so freaky.
One time you
and
had a long
thankfully
poop.
I've never had it.
You
Thankfully
had a
I've
long
never
poop. You're
had
like, ah!
it. It would scare me.
Dude, I'll tell you one time, dude. I had this nice pair of shoes, right? And Poncho, my cat, he started like chewing on a shoelace, but I was like, oh, he's just like playing with it, you know. Next morning, like it's just like a bunch of like, meow, you know, like the cat's running everywhere, and he's just like slamming into every wall. And this guy ate like that much of the shoelace, and it was sticking out of his butt, so it looked like a worm, and he was freaking out. Because there was like the worm is coming out of his butthole, but it's like stuck, and he's trying to get away from it. Yeah, and eventually, like,
You had to pull it out.
yeah. So that was like that was the cloth worm, you know. It wasn't a tapeworm, but my shoelace was in his butt, dude. That was freaking scary.
Did you just clean the shoelace and reuse it?
No, because he bit like it was like a quarter of a shoelace. You know?
Okay.
And I'm not good at tying knots, so I just
Yeah,
threw it away.
you're not a Boy Scout.
Yeah, not a Cub Scout. Never made eagle. You know?
Certified tenderfoot right here.
But tape, the scotch.
I mean, Scotch is very useful, especially around Christmas time. That's probably the biggest brand that they use, right?
Do you drink scotch?
Do you?
I don't do a brown liquor.
She doesn't do brown liquor. She's not down with the brown, apparently. You know what I mean? That's what they've been saying. But she's aight with the white. You know? That's
She doesn't
rumored
believe
on the
Biden is
street.
president. Do you take wrapping presents like very meticulously? Like it has to be perfect?
Not anymore. I used to,
Yeah.
but no, not anymore. We just stuff them in bags now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time
My mom was
savers.
always like very
Yeah.
careful about the folds and making it look like
Yeah.
super full. I'm like, why? I'm gonna rip this off.
You
Yeah.
rip it, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you pretty good at wrapping?
I'm
'Cause
good
of your
because
mom?
my mom showed me how. And I'll do it just like for certain people, but for my
Yeah.
brother, I actually like making it really ugly. That's just a thing. Yeah.
It's kind of, I think it's kind of relaxing when you wrap something like that nice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just distracts you for a moment.
Unless you you got too perfect and there's one part that's like uneven
Yeah.
and you have to peel it off, but then you peel off like a little bit of like the, what it looks like the image, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, shit.
So now you have to use a different one or
Yeah.
find a way to cover that one up.
Yeah. But yeah, taping school, scotch. I don't think I've drank scotch. Do they have scotch in Spanish? You know what it's called or no?
Probably escotch.
A scotch?
They just throw an E at the beginning.
Escoche. You know?
Escotch.
I don't know if I ever drank that, but any other things we got over there, Javi, pending?
Yes, sir. We got National Creme Brulee Day.
Oh, yeah.
Creme brulee. We talked about
Dude.
creme brulees. Is that what Javi brought us once?
No,
No,
but I know how
that
to
was-
make it.
Oh, you lied to us, Javi. He said I brought creme brulees. See, he forgot. He said I brought creme.
I thought I
and
was
he brought
mistaken.
Twinkies after
Yeah,
you.
it
was
was-
son of a gun.
But it was
These are
chocolate
creme brulee.
Twinkies.
he unwrapped the Twinkies, put them in a nice box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You freaking jerk, Javi.
Hey, you got to play the game.
Have you guys eaten at Zupa's anytime, like at all, ever?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Have you seen like their desserts? So you know they have a creme brulee, right?
I don't have the,
No,
I don't
I
even know
didn't
what creme
know that
brulee
they
is.
did.
Okay. Well, creme brulee is literally
Kind of like flan.
yeah, it's just custard, and then it has a burnt sugar crust on top. So creme is crema, cream, and then brulee is French for like burnt, right?
Mm.
So I had an
Oh,
issue
sounds
because
gross.
no, it's actually good. I actually make it. I can make it from
Crema
scratch at home.
quemada?
It's actually very simple. No, not
Imagine
crema
they
quemada.
did that in
You
Mexico.
put sugar on top, and you crystallize you burn the sugar.
Yeah.
So it's like you have the custard, it's like sweet, and then you have like a bitter sweetness with the burnt sugar. Anyways, I have a problem with Zupas. I go there it's like my second time there. I had like an employee or a coworker bring in food once. I'm like, oh, we'll just go there. I go and they're like, would you like a creme brulee? That actually sounds really good. I'll have a creme brulee. They give it to me. It's like in this little plastic square cup. And then I have a spoon and I put my spoon in waiting to hear like the crunch. I didn't hear it, so I kept stabbing it to see. No, it wasn't creme brulee, it was just creme. And I made a scene of, I didn't really cause a scene. I just go, is there
He's
not?
like, where is my brulee? Right?
Yeah, but like Zupas, if you're listening, take off brulee. You don't get to call it brulee. There is zero part that's burnt on that stupid postre. Like there's nothing. It's just the cream.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
It
Now, I don't
pissed
want
me
to
off.
try it.
They charged me, what was it, $4 for that? You're not gonna have the audacity to put some sugar
Well,
on.
dude, they can't
and
burn
it?
something for $4, dude. You're asking way too much.
Well, then don't
$4
call
for
it
them to
creme
burn
brulee.
the top of the.
It's false advertisement. I won't stand for it.
Dude. They probably threw like smoky flavoring on it. You know, a little bit of that.
No, there was none of that. It was all cream, no brulee. Pissed me off.
So, what's your favorite dessert, Cynthia?
It depends.
Like what? Like on a Sunday or like on the Lord's Day? What do you like to have? Like you want to get a little taste of the Lord.
Well, I actually like flan. Like
Yeah?
I feel like that's one of my favorite. But I also like tiramisu.
We've had that one too, or no?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Dude, that sounds familiar. Hey, we've had that. That was your cake, didn't you?
No.
Have one of
No.
those.
I'm pretty sure we've had one, Jose.
I've had one, huh?
Yeah.
They're the lady fingers that are like soaked in coffee,
Yeah.
and then you have like a cream, like a mascarpone cream cheese, and then you have some like cocoa or coffee dust with like cocoa.
What is it called again? Tiramisu?
Mhm.
Tiramisu. Yeah, it's Italian.
What
But
does
my
it mean? You know,
dad-
something about dirt?
Well,
Tierra means
I
earth,
don't
right?
know.
I guess it's Italian. I guess so it's got to be something close to that.
But what about your dad? He
I
makes
was
them?
just gonna say, yeah, he makes the best tiramisu. Like I can.
Nice.
You know, that's all I've been hearing lately from Javi too.
It's all I
He's
make
like, oh,
this.
no, Javi, dude, he can't even. Dude, are you serious with Javi? Let's not get started with Javi, okay? We don't want to freaking, you know what I mean? Yeah, Javi, no, but he's like, oh, my father-in-law, dude, he's like a chef, and he tells me all these things. Like, bring me something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do you guys ever bring me something, Cynthia?
Well, maybe one day we should just go to his, well, not his,
His restaurant?
but
It
where
is
he works
technically
at.
his restaurant.
You know, maybe.
I mean, the thing is,
It's a
we've
5-star
shared food
restaurant.
before.
We can't
Oh,
afford it, you know?
We've
We've
shared
been there
food all the
once.
time.
Yeah, we have. I haven't brought anything recently, but I
I
need
fed
to
him
make
like a bird
something.
once. That's how much we share food.
Yeah, I made Puerto Rican pork once, pernil. I brought him some
Pernil.
of that. I don't know what else I brought you. I brought you some food, and then you have obviously made food and had that.
Oh, you made
so-
that rice, I think. You know, it was like rice and something else in it, dude.
Was it the arroz con andure? It had like
I think so. Yeah.
the green like little pea looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, arroz con andure.
That was good. You ever had Puerto Rican food? Neither have
never.
they.
That's a good twist on the joke. I told you, how long was that? Like 12 years ago that I told you that joke?
Yeah, but I gave him some carnitas, you know? He thought they were pretty good.
No, those were good. Because like, that was my issue. Because again, he always
He
thought
hates
I
Mexican
hated
food.
Mexican food. I said, I don't hate it. I've just tried, people are like, oh, this one's so good. I was like, this is bland. There's no way Mexican food can be this bland. Because I've always had it at like a Mexican house. I'm like, that has flavor. So why don't these taco stands or restaurants have any flavor?
Yeah.
Because they water it
So
down
that's
for
my
the...
experience with it. So when he had the carnita, I don't know where you got it from or if you made it. I was like, yeah, this is actually good food.
Dude, I was going to say something cool, but I forgot.
Bad.
No, it's not your bad, dude.
It's Javi.
Yeah, Javi, freaking...
When do you go on LOA?
Whenever the baby shows up.
Wait, what?
When is he going on leave of absence?
Oh, okay. Yeah, when he wants to.
So when are you
to.
due? The what?
August 14th.
Oh, all the way till August? Hey, is it true that August is the hottest month?
I think
feel
it
like
depends
July
on the
was.
state.
Yeah, I thought it was July, dude.
I think it. I thought it was probably got to be August. No, it'd be July because I feel like September cools off, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Because, dude, it can't get... I'm over the heat, dude, honestly.
Yeah, and it depends on where you're from too. Because like in Florida, the hottest is July. And like Puerto Rico, July is also like the hottest month on average. I think the closer you get to the equator, it's probably July. So maybe I don't know.
Dude, the equator, it's probably like summer all the time, huh?
Oh, it's always like hot. I can't recall a cold day in Puerto Rico. Like the coldest I think I've ever gotten there that I've been there is like 79 degrees.
Have you ever been in Puerto Rico, Cynthia?
No.
Would you go to Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Host is going to take us, actually.
Yeah, I want to plan a trip.
Yeah.
We should go
That would be nice.
So if you want to go, you know?
because then we have to go to Mexico.
Oh, not that far.
See, she's scared too. That's what I was saying. It's sketchy.
Yeah, well, I know.
I
but
would
we'll
not.
just go to tour spots.
Even then, dude, that's kind of sketchy.
Well, you guys aren't patriotic.
Well, now I'm a patriot of the
I'm an
United States of
American.
America.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Unless we're playing soccer and it's a penalty shootout, dude. Okay.
And you have
Then
to
you
prove
gotta
how
rap.
Mexican you are.
Oh yeah, dude. When they question my Mexican, I got to justify my thug.
Dude, a cook-off would be a great way to like show culture.
A cook-off?
Yeah. Like
You
show
want to
them
have
what's
a
up.
cook-off? Maybe we should have. Cynthia, you can cook, can't you?
Wow.
Well,
First you call me ugly,
I've
and
never-
now
I've never tasted any of Mama's seasoning.
It's like, what does
Mama's
hobby you? You can't cook. You're hideous.
Like I usually.
seriously.
It's because her dad, dude.
I only married her because her
I'm
dad
going
is
up with your dad's cooking.
Daddy's cooking. So what do you like cooking? Because I don't think I've ever had food that you've made.
What do I love cooking?
Yeah,
Pasta.
pasta. Oh, dude, I love pasta.
I'm indifferent. Like I'll eat it, but I never crave it. It will never be the first thing I ask for.
But that's why I
I
love it,
do.
because I
Yeah.
never eat it.
Oh, that's true. So, like,
So
if
if
it's
somebody
especially
makes
good,
it
yeah,
and they make it good, you're like, oh, dude.
true.
I know I'm never gonna cook it, so I enjoy it even more.
That makes sense.
You know what
It's
I
like
mean?
a rare treat.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I'm not gonna eat this. Like I eat pasta like once a year, like a good one. You know what I mean?
True. Me too.
So then, like when I get it, that's why I get so
But
excited.
what kind of pot? Like, is it
Just anything. I
any
mean,
kind of
I
pasta dish?
sometimes just go with the flow. Whatever I have, then I'll just mix them together.
Like so you'll put like Alfredo sauce and stuff like that. You know how to make that?
Mm-hmm.
And then what's another? Help me out, dude. God.
bolognese?
No manches tampoco.
There. Well, gnocchi.
Bolognese, right? That one.
Yeah. Gnocchi is potato based, so maybe that doesn't cause.
Gnocchi.
That's that's lasagna.
Lasagna? You know how
I
to make
can do
lasagna?
lasagna, yeah.
Ooh, oh, dude, I love. You got a good lasagna, dude? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Now, hear me out, Cynthia. I heard this is a rumor.
Uh-huh.
You can make lasagna like you're making regular lasagna, right? But instead of using like the regular meat or whatever, the ground beef, you put chorizo, and you use that as your filling. So you make Mexican lasagna. And
I
it's
never
true.
heard of that.
And you use like the what is that Mexican cheese called? It's just like
Queso fresco, right?
no, the other one that's mixed, like the white one. It's just like white and a red one, and
The
it's
Mexican
like cheddar
style
and
one?
White and red. Oh, I know what you're
Enchilado?
talking- it's the one that comes in the bag.
yeah,
They just call it Mexican.
Yeah,
they call
the
it
Mexican
Fiesta cheese.
style.
Fiesta cheese.
So you can
Super
tell that
racist.
Fiesta cheese.
Dude, that Fiesta cheese will put you in a siesta. It's all fucking.
From fiesta to siesta,
Yeah.
dude.
It's
Yeah, but you get
super
some of that
dynamic.
cheese, and then like the lasagna, and then you use chorizo, and I don't know, and I think you use paste instead of like the other sauce, and I heard it's like really good. But I'm really bad at cooking in the oven. Obviously, you're good at cooking in the oven,
Uh-huh.
because you're cooking in the oven right now. But you got lasagna, you got Alfredo. Do you ever make just like meatballs or not really?
pasta carbonara.
No, well, when I make pasta, I just basically do like the Alfredo one, or I do Chipotle one, or just like vinegar kind.
Vinegar kind.
Yeah, you guys never had pasta with
Is
that
that like
vinegar?
a cold pasta?
No, it's hot too.
Hot vinegar pasta, dude.
Yeah.
Sounds
Like
like what they
with
gave to Jesus on the
vegetables.
cross. He was thirsty.
They so
Like,
Dude, that was a
Right?
giant pasta. It wasn't a sponge, dude. That was some giant ravioli.
one log noodle. He's just like, enough.
I hate Italian food, dude. It's not kosher.
He's like, I'm from the Middle East.
Get me a kebab.
Give me a puffer fish.
Okay. Sorry.
But yeah,
So pastas, and then so you don't like cooking Mexican food or what?
I do.
Yeah. So what's like your favorite Mexican food that you can cook?
I don't think I have a favorite one.
No.
It's like a crunch wrap,
You know.
a cheese gordita crunch.
Maybe enchiladas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enchiladas are good.
But you make the ones that. Oh, you brought me enchiladas too.
That's
bro.
what I made.
That's
Yeah,
what it was,
that's
dude.
because I made like a fusion. It was like
Yeah.
it was
A fusion.
enchiladas, but with like Puerto Rican twist to it.
Yeah.
That's what I made. Yeah.
So tell us, like, what has Javi ever made an accident in the kitchen? He's like, "Oh, babe, I'm gonna try to cook."
Their baby, man.
Huh?
Their baby's an accident in the kitchen. If you catch my drift.
We don't know where. We don't know
You
if it was
weren't
in
an
the kitchen.
accident, baby. You were not an accident. You were planned, actually.
Yes, he was planned.
Yeah, he was planned.
We are your first of your kind, the first Mexican planned baby.
It's a good. This is what Planned Parenthood.
This is
should look
actually
like.
Planned
Right.
Parenthood.
Hobby, Javi is a pioneer in the Mexican community.
Blazing trails
Hero,
over
okay?
here.
You give Javi some respect over here, okay?
Sí se puede.
So they call me the vanilla bean, you know?
Well, dude, I don't want to hear about your beans right now, dude, okay? Or what they look like, okay? I'm trying to see what you cook. So as Javi said, oh, babe, I cooked you something.
No, I don't think he has ever cooked
The
anything.
look on your face of just like utter disgust that he can't cook. So no, he doesn't cook anything.
So, Javi, have you been practicing cooking anything? Because, you know, Cynthia's not going to be able to get up, dude. What are you going to cook?
That's what I told him.
Well, first off, that's all cap. Before, I would cook all my meals when I was on my diet. And
Yeah, that's why he lost so much weight.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to eat.
well, yeah, that's the
know
whole
what to
point of.
cook.
I was on pounds per pound way before.
If your diet consists of nothing because you can't cook anything.
That's how I did it, you know? You want to lose weight? Come to me.
They're like,
Meal prep.
Javi, what is
Meal
meal
prep
prep?
by
He's like,
hope.
poverty.
It was basically Ethiopian food.
Yeah, they have a lot of good food, Javi, you freaking jerk.
Dude, they have some spicy dishes, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude.
I've cried eating their food. So spicy.
Give you that ring of fire down there, dude. But we're not letting Javi off the hook, so...
Yeah, what do you
So,
actually cook?
okay, Cynthia just had her baby, and the kids are hungry, Javi. Okay, what are you doing, dude? I want food. I'm hungry.
Bro, I chef up. I pull a bowl out, a couple bowls out.
Okay.
Chef up some Apple Jacks with some...
I hate cereal. I don't want cereal. I'm hungry.
Dang, I throw some oatmeal in the bowl. Add some milk. Throw it in the microwave.
You're just heating food. You're not making anything.
Hey, cooking is cooking.
So we're talking about we want our protein, dude. Now you just got kids farting everywhere. You
And
know what I
having
mean?
diarrhea with the oatmeal.
Yeah.
Protein. My cooking, I go to McDonald's, buy a couple dollar menu items, and that's it.
Literally.
Okay, so you just admitted you can't cook.
Yes.
Even though you said
Dude, he's just gonna go to the store and buy like Michelinas and those like little banquet things and just plate them and be like, here you go, kids.
So, Javi, you know what? We're going to challenge Javi, and we're going to make Javi take a pledge. Okay?
Yeah, he has
He's
to
going to
pledge
make a
to
meal.
cooking.
What's a meal that you would want Javi to cook?
Clearly, it can't
Honestly,
be too complicated.
anything.
Like what? Fajitas. I think. Do you like fajitas or no?
Yeah.
I think that's a. Do you think that's a pretty fair challenge for
Dude,
Javi to cook
yeah.
fajitas?
Yeah, that's part of his culture. He should be able to cook a fajita.
Actually, that's not part of our culture. That's Americanized.
Son of a bitch.
Tex-Mex, that's where you're from, Texas, right?
I'm not from Texas.
Well, I was wrong.
Okay, so you're gonna. But he's gonna learn how to make fajitas. Or do you want us to find a harder one, Javi?
No, we can start off with fajitas.
Why would
Okay.
you give him a harder one? He can't even cook.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's getting cocky. He's
My
like, "Oh, I'm a
cereal
cool kid."
starts on
You know
fire
what I mean? I'm a
sometimes.
cool kid. You're gonna
Cool.
make me cook fajitas?
You like Italian food, clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can make ossobuco for you.
Huh?
She doesn't even know what that is.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
a-
not a car, okay, Javi? Also, Bukutan, what it is?
Is that not a
This guy
soccer
doesn't
player?
even know anything.
Is he not a soccer
Also,
player?
Bukutan, what it is, dude?
He's like Sudoku. I'm bad with numbers. It's oxtail stew, basically.
I don't think she wants that.
Oxtail. yes.
Oxtail.
It's good.
Like the tail
That
of
is-
an
I'm
ox.
pretty sure we had it at your dad's restaurant.
That is my favorite Italian dish. I always have like
Ah.
a favorite dish from almost every cuisine I try.
I'm
so I can try multiple
I'm 100% sure that's what your dad
It's my
made.
favorite Italian
Really?
one.
Yeah. That thing was good.
Ossobuco's good.
So, Javi, so he's gonna make fajitas.
Okay.
You know? Chicken or beef? Maybe beef, so he doesn't, you know, with the chicken, we can't trust
No,
this guy,
make him
you
do
know?
surf and turf. Add some shrimp into that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Surf and turf?
Surf and turf fajitas.
So it's gonna be what?
So did you prefer chicken?
No, I don't mind.
Steak
I
and
eat
shrimp, okay?
anything. Yeah.
Okay, so steak and shrimp fajitas.
And then what are your Spanish rice? He has to look Mexican
Yeah.
rice. He has to learn how to cook that.
So
It's not that hard. You
Yeah.
follow some directions.
so he's got to have the peppers, the onions.
Garlic,
Yep,
couple
garlic.
of tomatoes.
Are you into jalapenos?
Yeah.
Okay, he can dice up some jalapenos. Crema, sour cream.
Do you like sour cream or no?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want beans? That's the only item we'll let him just get canned.
Maybe.
Refried beans.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? So he doesn't
Yeah.
have to make a whole thing in their house stinks. And then if he undercooks them, they're gonna be like rocks. Okay, so Javi, you gotta get ready to take your pledge. Do
ready.
you want to start it off what he's gonna say?
Yeah. I, Javi, the non-chef.
I, the non-chef Javi.
Well, that was backwards.
Yep.
Pledge
Pledge
to Cynthia
to Cynthia
that after she
that after she
gives birth to my son,
gives birth to my son,
I will cook
I will cook
a delicious, scrumptious, delicious, and scrumptious
a
meal of
delicious,
fajitas,
scrumptious, delicious meal fajita.
surf and turf
Surf and turf
for all my brothers down south.
for all those brothers down south.
Amen.
Amen.
P.S.
P.S.
Winky winky.
Winky winky.
I am cooking
I am
some
cooking
rice
some rice
and beans
and beans
to smear on that binky.
to smear on the binky.
There you go. That's what he's cooking. You took the pledge, Javi.
All right.
And you're gonna hold him accountable, okay, Cynthia? Because that's the
Yes.
thing. He's saying he's gonna cook, and I know when he gets there, he's gonna be like, "Why did you tell him that I can't cook?" You know,
Yeah,
you should
so
have made something up.
make sure you're checking credit card statements, because if you see Chili's, he just ordered fajitas from Chili's.
God damn it, that was the plan. The only thing they don't have is refried beans, but
You have to get Whole Foods delivered the ingredients.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe what I'll do so I can hold him accountable. Maybe I'll get the ingredients, drop them off for Javi,
Yeah.
and he has to cook them.
That's good. Yeah.
You know?
Then you can watch him cook.
Oh, dude, he would get so nervous. He gets so nervous when you watch him cook.
Yeah, he's one of those people, huh?
Oh.
Well, when you watch him, when has he cooked? He's never been nervous to cook, because he has never cooked.
I've seen him flip a burger, dude.
And it's a
The
sight to
kitchen
see.
got hot,
Yeah.
and then I was there. I was just gonna
we
say hi
almost
to Javi.
started. The house almost burnt down,
Yeah,
and we were outside.
the grease
Yeah.
fire, dude. You see
Oh,
all that
man.
smoke in the air?
That's him.
That
it
was
a
me
barbecue,
cooking
dude.
last weekend,
It
you
was
know?
for their baby shower, dude. I was
And
like,
it hasn't dissipated, so
oh.
it was pretty bad.
Yeah, but what's that? Holidays? All the holidays, huh?
There's
think
one
so,
more,
Oh.
but it's trash. It's National New Jersey Day.
Yeah. Trash for
You
sure.
know?
I actually don't even know anyone from New Jersey.
I knew a guy from New Jersey. He was a real dick.
Yeah.
He's a real complete asshole.
They're New York wannabes.
Yeah, they're mad that they can't be New Yorkers. Fucking pussies.
That is true, huh? They're
Yeah.
always mad.
Yeah.
Which is funny when New
Joe
York fans...
Budden is a
Yeah.
perfect example.
Is he from Jersey?
Yeah,
Well, there's some Jersey rapper, like Queen Latifah's from Jersey, isn't she?
but she's cool as shit.
Yeah, she's true. Same with Redman. Redman's pretty
Redman's
dope.
cool. Yeah.
Who else?
Maybe I just got the
I think
You
there's
just got the
quite a
one
bit of
bad
good
apple.
rappers.
yeah.
No, Jersey does have a lot of good rappers. I'm just saying, like, they seem chill.
What's your favorite jersey? You need a. Okay, so what? We'll just keep talking for a little bit.
Yeah. Or we can pause.
Help her up. She's gonna pee herself.
You the toilet seat up or down?
It was
Yeah. Because remember, I peed before we started.
Oh.
And I didn't think about it until I sat down.
We're rolling.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Well, we talked a little bit. We had a medical emergency.
We had a
The baby had to pee. You know.
Yeah.
How do you feel when the baby has to pee?
They don't.
Because we had a
yes,
question.
they do.
Yeah, thank you, Javi. God, you're so ignorant. Okay.
This guy. Internet in the palm of his hand. Doesn't know anything.
You know, he doesn't even know he's having a baby sometimes. You know.
Yeah. He forgets.
So how do you know when the baby has to pee?
I don't.
You don't? It just feels warm or what?
No. You don't feel it.
What do you
The
mean?
only thing you feel is just basically his hiccups. That's it.
What does the hiccup feel like?
It's just like a non-stop beating.
What do you do to get rid of them?
I don't nothing.
Jalapeno.
You don't like
Jalapenos.
hold yourself upside down and hold your breath or anything like that?
Uh-uh.
Scare yourself with a scary movie?
No.
No?
Scare the baby. Go. Gah!
Just have an air horn? No?
Yeah.
So the baby hiccups. Does it burp?
Does he burp?
Yeah, or they don't burp yet.
No,
the
they
babies.
don't burp yet.
So is it true? You know, babies they can right now they can breathe underwater, right? That's like what they say. So you can't feel it like if it yells or anything like that. You can't feel it. Your stomach go like
No.
nothing like that. So just kicking hiccups, and then what else?
I think that's
Oh,
it.
when they say, "Oh, the baby did a somersault or whatever," they did a cartwheel. That's when you have to go to the doctor, huh?
No.
Like if the baby goes like a wrong way.
No, because when he flips, like for instance, right now his head is like
Down there.
I think
Down
that's when they
there.
have to give birth, and it'd be called a breech birth if they go with
Uh-huh.
their feet first. They have to go head first.
So I never felt it when he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then how does it feel like when the baby first is growing? Like what is it like? Like first you get okay, so since we have a pregnant woman, we have to ask women pregnant.
I have some
women
questions
things,
for
you know?
sure. Yeah.
So it's like you get pregnant at first. Now, first I was like, you guys were saying, oh, the first traditional couple that got pregnant, you know. So what is the conversation like? Like, hey, we're gonna get pregnant. Like, is that just what you say, or what do you guys?
No, I mean we had talked about it way before we got married, and obviously he wanted to get married first, so we did, and yeah, I think it just happened.
Oh,
I
but-
honestly
So there's
didn't
not a
think.
real like sit down discussion.
yeah,
saying,
like,
Yeah.
hey,
this will be the day. This
Yeah,
is
like
no.
that.
Okay.
when I come back from work, you know,
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's on my day off, something like that, you know.
Yeah, no.
So nothing. And
I
then-
honestly didn't think I was gonna get pregnant this fast after getting married.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a year, 2 years. It's okay, I still have time. But no.
And then what happens when you first get pregnant? Like, what does it feel like?
I didn't feel anything, to be honest. He was the one that was feeling all the symptoms before me.
What do you mean?
Like he was feeling nauseous. What else did you feel?
Yeah, I was throwing up and I was
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
like
So it can
Just
rub
exhausted.
off on him too,
Mhm,
being
yeah.
pregnant. Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yeah. What is that like? The
I
just
think
the
it's like
connection you guys have.
Mhm.
the sympathy.
It's the empathetic thing that he has, and just he feels it's like, oh, I don't know, weird. That's strange. Oh.
So you got sick first, Javi?
Yeah. And I was questioning, I was like, damn, maybe I have COVID. I was getting a little worried, you know? But then it turns out we were just pregnant.
And is that why you got tested or something to see if you got a baby? Like you're
Mhm.
like, oh, he's being weird. That means
No, it was the month after that. That's when I was like, okay, I'm not getting my menstrual.
You guys just changed something for me with that information, right? Because as a guy, the guy doesn't carry the baby, so I'd always get mad when guys are like, "We're pregnant." It's like, no, you were not pregnant. She is pregnant, right? However, Javi carried all the symptoms. He took that burden from you, so now we can say, I mean, not me. He can say we are pregnant.
Javi sacrificed himself, so you didn't feel those.
He
All
took
those-
that
That's
burden
true, because you
upon
never really
himself.
felt,
Yeah, you
like,
didn't feel
other than
all-
like the heaviness or the heat and the heaviness or whatever.
What
The heat
heat?
of my passion.
The heat of
Before you guys got pregnant, dude. Okay.
the heat of passion, the heat of global warming.
Dude, stop
No.
digging yourself in the hole, Javi. Okay. We were trying to give you credit.
I don't need credit, but I'm a piece of shit.
So
It ain't hard to fucking
So
tell.
hey, Javi, stop, dude. This is your kids gonna watch this, dude. You freaking jerk. So what does it feel like first? So it's like, oh, you married this guy. You know what I mean? And what does it like? How do you know that you're gonna marry that guy? You know what I mean?
How did I know?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna marry Javi. Did you know from like a long time, or did you have to date him for a long time?
No. I think once we got back together, that's how I knew it was meant to be.
Yeah. So what do you feel like as a woman? What do you say? Oh, it's like, what do girls think?
What do you mean? What do
Yeah,
girls
just like what
think?
was in your mind. You're like, oh, so okay, I'm one of your girlfriends, okay?
Uh-huh.
And then we're just like talking about Javi right now. Hey girl, what's going on? So I saw you were talking to that thing again.
Well, honestly, I knew he was the one because he actually made me into a better person, I feel like. Like, I don't have patience at all. And I don't know, like, he brings the best of me in a way.
So were you ever like, did you ever want to dismiss that? Was it ever weird? You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, maybe you already knew that if you said you were dating first and then you broke up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you already know he brought the best in you, but then you're like, oh, maybe that's kind of weird. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And it was. And I feel like I didn't feel I know that's the reason why we broke up in the first place. Because I even told him, I was like, I think this is too good to be true. Like,
It was like overwhelming.
yeah. I never had that type of relationship.
Well, so you felt unworthy? Did you feel unworthy?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
So
what I'm saying.
what-
Like, I
so
think
she
he was
said,
too good for me.
It felt too good to be
Yeah.
true. So that's a way of you saying, "Oh, I'm not worthy to be year.
Especially with two boys already, it's complicated. Like you have to think about the boys too, and well, with your kids. So I was like, no, he can't be that good with kids. Like, I don't know, it was just weird.
Yeah, so how's that first when like when you're dating somebody that doesn't have kids and you have like kids, like how do you make it, like how do you see like red flags, or you know what I mean? Like what do you look for?
Well, the first thing, it was just how the boys reacted to him, and how, like, for instance, Joe was what, like 2? So he was pretty small, and he would always go with him, like no matter what. Like I would always tell him like, oh no, vente conmigo, or like things like that for me to carry him. No, he would go to Javi. And it was just instantly, like it wasn't like days or anything like that. Yeah, it was just like an instant connection with them. And until this day, there's that connection. Like he will always go with Javi.
And then what about Jaden?
Jaden's more like he doesn't really care. He's with me most of the time, but now that his daddy's here, he's like daddy's boy, but it was mostly with me.
But so you have to see like, oh well, Javi, like what else do you look for? Because you're also looking like for a person that's gonna be like a parent. You know what I mean? So what like skills you see? Oh, this he's patient. What else like do you look for?
Not patient, caring, the way he would talk to them. Like he would never, even till this day, like he never screams at them or anything like that. And I feel like that's something you have to really like focus on, especially like, I mean, he is the father, like, 'cause I technically see him as a father because he's always been there. But even like, yeah, like he never screams at them. He's always patient. Like I'm the one who's always has to tell him like, no, you need to do that, like scream at them or something for them to listen and stuff like that. But yeah.
So what was weird for you, Javi, that you were like, because then it's like you also have to figure out how to interact with the kids. You know what I mean? So what was hard or what was weird for you to like learn how to interact with the kids, or like, oh, you don't want to push it too much, or like, I don't want to come off like, like she said, I don't want to discipline them too hard, or so what was like hard for you at first when you're like figuring out how to talk to the kids?
I think it was that, like the setting the boundaries of like what I was able to do and what not to do and stuff. And as time progressed, it kind of like naturally just flowed. I'll be like, well, and we never really like essentially. I don't feel like we've talked about it, really. But I've had to like pay attention. And be like, all right, maybe like I shouldn't say this, or I shouldn't have talked like this, or maybe I do need to speak up, and maybe just like setting boundaries, or
like if they talk back to her or something like that,
to her, to me, to like whoever,
Yeah.
So just things like that. I think that's the hardest part, is like when to step in, when to discipline. Because other than that, like it's
you
just like
go with the flow.
Yeah, literally.
But you weren't worried that it was like things that you were worried at first, like, oh.
Not really. I was never really worried. Like, I don't know. It was just
you weren't nervous, so like, oh, I'm not sure if I can approach.
Well, maybe claiming them was probably the hardest part. I was like, dang, I don't know how she's gonna feel. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, these are my boys, And
I thought you meant for taxes.
And that too. I still haven't.
I want that extra
barely. Which is bullshit now, because they didn't do anything for us now.
Yeah.
Apparently, we make too much.
Hey, don't say that, Javi. We don't want to talk about
indict yourself with the IRS.
We don't want to.
No, I didn't talk about it. They took my money already.
Yo,
I paid them too much.
So this is your third pregnancy, right?
Yes.
Did you find yourself doing anything different now that it's your third time? Like, oh, you changed it on purpose, or you're just not worried about it because you've already done it, so we'll walk in the park for you?
No, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really like a walk in the park either way, because this pregnancy has been hard on me.
Okay.
Like I don't know if it's because I'm just older, but it's been hard.
Okay. Did you find yourself comforting Javi? Because this is, I'm assuming, the first pregnancy he's like experienced through. So maybe because you're the veteran, you're like, no, it's not that serious. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like whenever I would tell him like, "Oh, we need to go on vacation" and stuff like that, he would always like say no to me
Yeah.
because he was like, "No, what if this happens?" I'm like, "No, I know what my body's capable of. I know when to stop." Like, it's just, yeah.
What has he freaked out about that you're like, this is so dumb? But he wouldn't let it go.
The vacation thing.
Yeah,
It
probably.
was literally that.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to spend money. He wasn't scared
Probably,
about the
yeah.
vacation, having a baby there. I'm kidding. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I think it's just a vacation.
So do you felt that you have had to comfort him more than him to you?
No. Because honestly, I've had it rough. I feel like I've cried in this pregnancy because of the pain,
Okay.
because of everything. So he has been, more comforting than I have.
Nice. Do you work?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you off now or are you
No,
still working?
I'm still working.
Crazy. Full
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
Can't say the same about Javi.
yeah.
You're
But
right.
I mean, I
only
don't
work
do
part-time.
anything. I mean, I do, but I'm just sitting around. So that's
Yeah.
why the whole reason is like, okay, I can still do
I
it.
got it. So after seeing your shoes and your outfit, and then seeing Javi's all the time because he has Jordans and stuff, do you guys plan on buying your kids Jordans and stuff? Do you buy them cheap stuff until they stop growing because it's a waste of money?
No, I don't
Okay,
even
let
like.
me tell them. She stopped me from buying a Javinci,
The guy's
Bodysuit.
Bodysuit.
whatever his name is.
Vinci. What do you want?
Javinci, Da Vinci,
Givenchy.
Givenchy,
Jumanji, dude. Who's that?
Jumanji. She stopped me from buying one of those suits for him,
For
Yeah,
the
because
baby?
it's pointless.
for the baby. Yeah,
How
for the
much
baby.
was it?
It was like what, 500?
$500. And he was
Yeah.
probably only gonna wear once, but it would have been the coolest.
Yeah.
The coolest
I was
little.
like,
It
no.
looked like a space suit, dude. Like it was like this onesie that just looked like super astronautish. It was gonna be badass.
No.
With the Concords, that would have been so sick. But whatever. You know.
See, that's why he's like, it's his first baby.
Yeah, he
you know
wants
what I
to
mean?
like go all out,
Yeah.
and she's looking at it practically. She's like, he's gonna wear it once, and what are we gonna do with it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're gonna get your money back.
That would be a cool hand-me-down. Be like, hey, dude, like my baby wore this. Your baby can wear this now too. You know.
Yeah, but then the other, I feel like when you do that, like they don't appreciate it as much. You know what I mean? You're giving it, oh,
Cool.
this is the astronaut suit. You give it to somebody that doesn't even know it's Da Vinci or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're using it for him for when he's painting. You know?
Which would be perfect too.
Or to
Cover 'em
crack
up.
the code.
Yeah. Figure
Tom
out
Hanks
the.
has to crack the code.
They could have used it for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you just kept it, I wish. Is there certain items from your kids that you keep, like from
No,
when?
I gave them all away.
Well, no,
Or
I'm
like
just talking
school
about
projects.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
stuff.
talking about. Like other
Oh,
items, like school
yeah.
things, or. So,
Mhm.
what are your favorite things that your kids have made you?
Probably for Mother's Day. They always have like certain like different things for Mother's Day. So I think that's one of the
So, do you ever just like go and look at them, like when you're bored? You're just like, oh, today I want to
No.
cry a little bit. And you open
No.
the box where you have them. You get the little macaroni necklace.
No.
You don't force yourself to cry?
No.
No? Okay.
I cry naturally.
But you don't go through your treasures like anymore.
Uh-uh.
Oh dang! I thought maybe like if I was a mom, you know, I'd be like,
Probably once I'm older and once my kids are older, then I'll go through them.
Yeah.
because it's like a little time
But,
capsule,
yeah.
you know. You can see things like, oh, I remember when he was this age. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is
and
that
I still
sentimental
have their
value?
little baby teeth too. I kept
Oh, you
those.
kept them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool. Does your mom? Does she keep any of your baby teeth?
Teeth, no. But she has like a lot of stuff that I would make as a kid. Yeah.
Dude, I wish I had. I always regret not having any baby teeth. Remember how cool it was? Like, you keep
Yeah.
your tooth, and then
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
what do you do? Do you put it in like a plaster or something like that? Or do you just leave it by itself?
No, I just put them. So I have them in a little box.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I just kept all of them from them.
Make sure you don't dip that in Coca-Cola. One of my classmates, Samantha, did like a little science experiment. And so she had juice, milk, and then a Coke. And she put like a tooth in each one. And after like 3 weeks, the tooth was nowhere to be found. It completely dissolved.
the baby tooth.
And then the milk, it was still fine, 100% normal.
It grew.
And then, yeah, in fact, there were
was a molar.
dentures. There were dentures at the bottom of the cup. And then the juice, I think it was like eroded a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, quite a bit, but it wasn't obliterated like the Coke.
Oh,
But,
wow.
yeah.
So what would you guys say? So you guys have a pretty healthy relationship. So what would you guys say makes like a good relationship? You know what I mean? Because us, we have a good relationship together.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I mean?
It's not romantic, but like in a romantic relationship, how does that work?
I guess just communicating. And I learned not to just get mad. I mean, I do get mad for every little single thing, but I just let it go. Like, yeah, there's no point of having that grudge or not talking to him for some stupid.
When did you know you were ready for like a relationship? Because first you broke up with him, like, oh, this guy's, he's too good for me or whatever. Then you're like, okay, now I feel good about myself, or I feel like, you know what I mean? Like we could have this relationship or whatever. Or I'm ready for this awkward thing that this guy's like really serious that he likes me. Because I'm gonna tell you, I feel like Javi, he just was always like, he's like a very loving person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's just gonna be very passionate. So.
I didn't know. I mean, when I basically searched for him, I just wanted closure. Like I just told him, I was like, let's just talk. Like I want to keep it like as friends, or even like just be good with each other. Like I don't want to have this feeling that I have, like basically that we left off really bad. And yeah, I just looked for him and I told him, I was like, I just want to talk to you like as a friend. I don't expect you to be my boyfriend or anything.
But
like
what
that.
do you want to talk to him about? Like you told him
Just in the past, like with the problems we had and stuff like that.
Or just to like closure for that?
Yeah.
So then how did it develop? Because you say you wanted to be friends with him again. When did it turn? Did he chase you back or did you chase him? Tell us the story.
I think it was mutual, right? I mean, it wasn't really like I was trying or he was trying. I think it was just mutual. Like
kind of just developed, I guess.
yeah. Again.
No one initiated it?
Mm-mm.
Anticlimactic.
So you just started hanging out a little bit again,
Yeah.
and then what? Oh, he freaking, hey, Cynthia.
He's like, I don't like that you have more hair on your forearms than me. Kidding, I don't.
And now I'm hairy.
Hey, you have your baby to thank for that.
So yeah, so what was it? Also, so that's like kind of weird because that's like a good question. It's like, so
Yeah.
you guys are just starting to talk, and like, so what did you tell him? Oh, I didn't feel like, oh, you were like this, or you were like that. Like, what was that conversation like? Like, you asked him, it's like, so what did you think of me, or what did I do wrong? Like stuff like that. Is that what you talked about, or like what
I
made
honestly
you?
don't remember.
Huh?
I mean, I know we talked about a lot of things, but I don't. It was just everything, to be honest. We just had a lot of people in our relationship too, and
I think that was a lot of it was like external. Like we let a lot of external people like
Influence it?
influence everything, or a majority of the
What, for the
relationship.
breakup or to get back together?
no,
The
for the breakup.
Okay.
So how about you, Javi? Like when she found you on Facebook again, or wherever she found you, MySpace. Like, were you excited when she messaged you? You got
No.
that message?
No, not really. I was like, what the hell do you want?
He
if I'm being honest.
even forgot that we were supposed to meet that day.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he
Oh,
forgot
I don't
we
believe
dated.
that.
I'm
You
like,
really
yeah,
did that, Javi?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I don't believe that.
I
dude.
actually don't believe that.
He did.
He
No, I
pulled a
really
power
did.
move. He pulled a power move.
No.
just to-
There's no power move. There's
if
no
you were
nothing.
invested.
What's Stockholm syndrome? dude?
He was talking about Cynthia kidnapping him. It's the other
Jedi mind
He
tricks, dude.
gaslit you.
So you were excited, Javi?
Well,
Like that? Oh, dude, this girl that I like.
well, I was kind of jaded, and I was like, to be honest,
Oh, you were like, oh, dude, I was like such a sweetheart.
yeah, I was like, dude, I couldn't have been more perfect.
Dude,
Honestly,
Sounds about right.
like I did everything to the T. I was like, dang, and it was just like natural,
It's like women ain't shit.
No, nothing like that.
No, but that is true because I'm the same way like Javi, dude. Like when I like someone, dude, oh, dude, I'll be a simp, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm being all. I get too nice because that's like.
Yeah, but it's being
I
a simp
only
being
know how to
perfect.
be. I only know how to be. Well, I'm not perfect. I just like.
Yeah,
doing
of course
nice
I wasn't
things, you know?
perfect, but
I like
like
being romantic. I like
Okay.
doing all those things.
as
you know
far
what
as
I mean?
relationship wise or
Like,
whatever.
Javi, oh man, I'm gonna make you a little gremlin. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make you a little macaroni necklace. ass.
Yeah.
You know, put it on this little on your pocket for when you wake up. The macaroni's cooked. You know what I mean? Do something romantic. You know. So it's like, but that's how I feel too. Because then it's just like, because I've had that with dating. I get, you know, I've done that. So okay, get pretty. I'm gonna say, oh well, maybe I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what how Javi maybe saw it. You know what I mean, Javi? It's like, all right, I'm not gonna play any games. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be vulnerable, be emotional.
Okay.
And then your thing is like, oh, look at this freaking puss or something like that. You know?
maybe she was into bad boys or whatever. But yeah, I was probably the opposite of what she really had been through. So, and I'm not
like you went through enough bad boys, so you got tired of bad boys.
But no,
No,
but
no,
that's
no,
the
it
thing. Like, I wasn't used to him. Like, what? Used to a guy that was that way, if that makes
That was
sense.
Yeah, that's where
raised
your
correctly.
unworthiness
Yeah.
came. Like
Yeah.
the thought of being like, this is so different. I'm not used to it. Therefore, I don't earn. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't deserve
And I
this.
even told him, I was like, I just feel like you love me more than what I'm supposed to like get.
receive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that
But
makes sense.
to be honest, I feel like there's a lot of girls like that, dude.
I feel that, and I don't.
There's like
I'm-
quite a bit of girls that they have like bad confidence about themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of times too, they kind of they keep putting themselves in that position. You know what I mean? Like,
It's interesting, and I don't know how much like social media influences it, because I have like a lot of female friends, and the ones that I notice that from are usually the ones where like their father was a bad father or like not around. Did you have both parents around or no?
I did for the most part, but while
And
I
if
was
it's too personal, you don't have to answer, but
no, it's fine. So my dad would always go back and forth here in Mexico just so
Okay.
he can provide for us.
gotcha.
Yeah, for a few years. So, but I mean, my dad, he's amazing. Like,
yeah,
That's
really
good,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's so because I mean, like I said, the experience I've seen mostly, and again, there's always an exception, but what I've seen is if their father was like absent or they weren't like a good father, they usually feel like unworthy of actual like a good man. I'm like,
yeah,
that's sad, but interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like sometimes how do girls like read guys? You know what I mean? Like what?
Oh, we
'Cause-
don't.
Because guys are. I mean,
It's
what,
I like that that's like the battle of the sexes. Like I just think overall we don't understand each other at all. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it either clicks or it doesn't, and in their case it clicked, so it worked. But like to try to decipher, I don't even attempt to. I'm just like, it's I would not understand. They don't understand, and I think we're just wired so differently.
now, how do girls? Maybe you can answer this. Like, how do girls lose confidence so fast? You know what I mean? Because I've met, like I was saying, like I met some girls that are like I think they're like super beautiful and stuff like that, and I talk to them, and then they have like, kind of like you say, it's like, oh, you can't believe you're talking to me like this, or they think it's like too weird, and then that even weirds to me out. It's like, dude, I'm just being normal. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean, like me, like opening the door for you, or like,
Yeah, like what dick
or like
takes
you
normal
think
anymore?
that I'm trying to, oh, I'm trying to fuck you because I paid for dinner or something like that. You know, it's like, to me, that's just like, I'll pay for anybody's dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's like a lot of like low. It's kind of sad, you know what I mean? But it's like, what was my question even? To begin
You
with?
wanted to know. God, now I just for you just asked, and I knew what you would ask, and now I forgot. Do you remember, Javi, or no?
No.
Like, what do
It was
girls
gonna be a
think
good
of like
question.
when not being, like feeling unworthy? You say that there's a lot of girls that
Yeah,
feel that way.
they
You
feel-
wonder why they do.
Yeah. So what makes you feel like as unworthy?
Insecure.
You know what I mean?
No.
Or-
You said low self-esteem. That was your word, right? They don't have like an esteem or confidence.
Oh, their
That's what
their
you said,
confidence gets affected really fast. Like for guys, you know, like if you say something to us or you do something rude, or maybe you know a girl dumps us or something like that. Maybe it sucks like what, like a week, maybe 2 weeks at
Couple
most,
weeks, yeah.
and then you're like, it's good. But I feel like at girls, like you have like one kind of like bad experience, and maybe if you have another kind of bad experience, you kind of don't move on from whatever bad experience this was, and you just add on from the next bad experience, and you just keep adding on, like from every relationship you like almost suck only the bad experiences out of it, and then you just like doubt yourself a lot, if that makes any sense.
I mean, to me, not really.
Okay, let's think of this, because we've talked about this before. I don't know if you heard one of the podcasts where I said, like men, and generally speaking, I think this is 100% true. If you compliment a man sincerely about something,
Uh-huh.
he will have that for years. Like he'll just think on it, and it'll make him feel really, really good.
Mhm.
Like one of the oddest compliments I had was like they liked my cheeks. And I'm like, oh, and I got complimented like 5 times. So I told him, I was like, you have to say like 20 bad things to remove one of those compliments, right?
Uh-huh.
So females, I feel, on the other hand, are usually complimented a lot. Sometimes it's a creepy guy wanting ulterior
More.
motives. Sometimes it's a genuine person who's like, hey, this. So if they're used to so many compliments, the one that's going to stick out is like the negativity, maybe. So now they start questioning, oh, is that really how people feel? And they've just been lying to me because, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well,
Where I think they're so used to the compliments that the moment one person, whether it be a little kid, because kids are really honest and they'll just say the weirdest things, or like an angry boyfriend will say something out of spite, or a girlfriend of theirs that just like for a moment hates them and has a fit and they fight and argue, they'll attack the one thing that they are the most insecure about, and then that just sticks with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
like for me, it would be my nose.
Yeah, but I mean, as a guy, like if I roasted you for your nose, as you mentioned, you'd get over it in like a week or two. But a female would hold on to that far longer because it's so they're not used to it. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Because boys roast each other all the time.
So
Yeah.
what maybe as a woman like affects you or like hurts your feelings the most that like a guy that men would do? You know, like for you when you're like kind of growing up and just like turning into a woman, like what things would affect you the most that men's actions would do to like hurt your feelings? I guess that's kind of like a good way to put
Or
it.
a comment, like my hairy arm comment.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I ever had a guy tell me something.
Well, not even mean. Like you say, you weren't used to somebody treating you nice, like Javi. So what? Like if somebody was treating you,
I guess you can say, like, for instance, like the cheating part. I feel like that's when I felt the most insecure.
so one person like cheats on you, then you start. It just like stays in your head, like somebody cheated
Yeah,
on you.
because I mean, I feel like if you're gonna cheat on me or if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna have to do it with somebody like better, right? Not. I mean, I guess that's in my mentality. Like, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna have to cheat with somebody that's better, or that's someone that's doing something like way more than what the other person is already doing to you.
So it's mostly like cheating or I guess lying
Yeah.
that men do. So what's like the things you hate most about men? You would say probably. Like if you could give men
Like,
advice.
you guys think we're dumb. Like, for instance, if I'm already asking you about something, it's because I already know. So just tell me the truth. Like, why do you have to lie to me?
That's funny because one thing I dislike about some women, not all women,
Mhm.
some women, I don't think women are dumb. I hate when they play dumb though. And because ask him, I told them stories about like someone like they'll ask me a question when I know they know they're
Yeah.
trying to get me to a certain spot. And I go, I know what you want to talk about. Why don't we just talk about that? Stop being stupid. Like, stop acting like you don't know.
Mhm.
Let's just talk about it now. And I'm awful in relationships because of that. Because I won't play that game. I'll just say,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. Otherwise, I won't talk about it.
But see, it goes both ways, because it's like at the end of the day, okay, if I'm asking you
Yeah.
and you tell me something different, and then it's like, okay, so
No, I'd
who's
be
the
honest.
dumb one?
Yeah, I just don't want this paper trail. Just cut to the
Yeah.
chase.
Yeah.
Don't be like trying to set me up. Just come
yeah,
out and
I
say
got
what you
it.
need to say. Don't try to hide behind a weird string of like stories and then
Yeah.
just tell me. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's odd, but
Yeah.
that's an interesting conversation to have.
So maybe for all the single men that are listening out there, why don't you give us some tips? You know, of like what could you do to be more what would be a word? Was like
More eligible bachelor.
more eligible bachelor. So what's like what could you do to be better to be a bachelor?
I don't know, to be honest, because I'm a woman, but girls nowadays are so weird. Like, they have, I say it for experience, obviously, but they have the good thing and then they want to go for the bad thing. And it's like, no. And especially people now, like our age, I feel like they don't want to settle down anymore. And I'm like, why?
When you're like getting now that you're getting like people are getting older?
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like it has to do a lot with social media too.
Yeah, because
But-
there's like too many options. you know?
Yeah.
I think that's just
Now
an
for
issue
chicks,
with like
just-
this side of the world, like the Western civilization
Mhm.
concept, because it's very individual based as opposed to like a family unit concept
Mm-hmm.
or a community concept that you still see in like the Eastern countries, like even in Europe, because they're always like family oriented and you build with the
Yeah.
family. India, China, like it's never about the one person's happiness; it's about the group's happiness.
Everybody's
Because for group happiness, there's always individual sacrifices.
Yeah.
But in the Western world, we always talk about only your individual happiness is what
Yeah.
should be your number one priority.
your success.
And I think that's where you get the whole, oh, I don't want to settle down because I'm not specifically happy. When, I mean, my parents, I think they've been married 33 years now. And, I mean, they'll tell me it wasn't the easiest thing, but
Yeah.
it's the most rewarding thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe for you, I mean, because now I think now that I'm older, like for me, I think like, oh, I got like a good job, I'm more stable. I do like really good just on my own. I think that's made it hard for me almost to date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I'm doing so good on my own. Like, why would I date a person?
Why would you give that up?
Yeah, does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
it's
So
like,
wouldn't you want to bring somebody else into that happiness?
well, yeah, I do about it, but then there's also like too many games. You know what I mean? It's like you're
Well,
saying like.
Well, it's
you're-
because people.
That's
I
the
feel like
issue.
people don't know what they want nowadays.
So
You
it's
know,
like that thing is like for me, I'm already like stable. You know what I mean? I like I don't have time to like. I'm so happy with like my life and where it is that it's just like that stuff. Is just makes it like too negative. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, why am I going to stress about about this and just like playing games or like chasing someone and stuff like that when like you said and maybe my expectations are like way too high when it's just like, oh well, I just want someone to be up front, be like, okay, blah blah blah, this is what I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't want to
I'm a
sound dense
soldier,
where I don't
you
think
know?
it's like a, hey, I
let's
like
do
you,
it,
let's
yeah.
date, now we're dating. Like,
Yeah,
obviously
no,
there has to be effort on my part.
Yeah.
And I think I know what you're saying is like, there's this like game of, they're going to ignore your text or not answer
Yeah,
your
for a
call.
couple
And now
of
they want to
times.
time you to see, oh,
Yeah.
if they're not going to call within X amount of time, I'm moving on because
Yeah.
he doesn't take me serious. Like, no, just if you're interested, that's fine. I'll court you. We'll go through the thing. I get it. It's a cat and mouse game, and it's annoying for some
Yeah.
guys. Most
Yeah.
guys, I'd actually feel. Some want to play it because they want it that bad, but I'm in the same boat. It's like,
Yeah, you don't
if
see it
it's
like
not
that,
going to
like,
bring me
it's
any
just like-
peace, and I know some relationships won't work out. That's not like, if it works out, I'm not one of those guys like bummed out, oh, she was a POS or I was awful in it, because I
Yeah.
acknowledge I'm not the easiest guy to deal with. But it's just like, if you're going to sit there and toy and time me on when I'll respond, when I don't, because I have a life too, like I have to work, I may not be readily available at all times, and I like doing my own thing, and I've said before, I'm kind of selfish with my time, and that's obviously something I need to work on. But if you're not even giving me the time of day to take you out and like see if we're even compatible, then what's the point? Because like the amount of trying to get to a date is absurd now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like,
Like I remember when I dated like very early 20s, like 18 to 21, it was so much easier to get a date than now. Now
don't
it's
even
like
think about it.
impossible to get one. At least
like
that's
I
how
said,
I
it's
feel.
like, I mean, to me, I just think there's like I said, you can like screw around and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. I think like you said, there's like changes you have to make for yourself too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've worked on my changes, but
Tupac
I've
over
tried to be
here.
a little bit
Yeah.
better. But I'm not sure if we need any unsolved mysteries or.
I think we need to play Alice's call in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have it loaded?
He sent it.
I was gonna send it to you.
Oh, I got it right here.
Okay, Javi's got it.
All right, let me play it. This is Alice's.
Yeah, Alice is absent. Obviously, the new intern. We introduced her last episode. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The Sea of Commencement.
Let's see if you guys can hear it.
So still getting tattooed. I don't know if I'll make it tonight. Sorry, guys. So still getting tattooed. I don't know if I'll make it tonight. Sorry, guys.
So there you
She's
have it.
inflicting self-graffiti on herself, and that is why she's not able to attend today's podcast.
She wasn't even gonna get a tattoo. She said she wasn't gonna get a tattoo.
Yeah.
It was
Unlike
fake
Javi, and she actually got it because she wanted to follow through with her
with her call in.
excuse,
Yes.
You know. But okay, before I don't want to get too sidetracked because I think we're talking about good about women, and we'll end it here pretty soon. Because, like what, you know how we did the toast to your son. So what would you like to tell like your kids? You know, like what would you tell all of your kids? Like, so what are things that you're proud of your kids, or, things that maybe. Is there anything sometimes like as a parent that you want to tell your kids, but sometimes it can be kind of weird, like maybe you want to tell them how much you love them, but they don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like you can tell them, "Oh, I love you," but maybe we'll start maybe off with Jay because he's the oldest, and you can tell him like why you love him, and then what would it be?
You can't put me on the spot like that.
It's not on the spot. Where everybody, so you can tell
Kind of is
them
on the spot.
why you
Get it?
kind of like
It's
why
like
you
literally
love him.
the meaning of being put on the spot.
So like what you love him, and what's I think
Oh, that's a pretty. I mean, if you want to answer, cool. If you don't, I get it. That's
you
a
know it's
pretty.
like, oh, you brighten my day, because you're, oh.
Or I mean, do you feel so? Maybe when you were growing up, as kids, sometimes parents will tell you something. You're like, ugh, stop smothering me, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is there something you do maybe that your kids are like, ugh, stop being corny, stop being cheesy?
No.
No.
No. I mean, I feel like I would love for Jaden to be more lovable because he is not.
He doesn't show affection.
Yeah, no, he is just like he will once in like a blue moon, but
Okay.
He's like a cat.
He is like a cat, dude. Like he doesn't. He he appreciates everything,
yeah.
but he'll like just be on his own or do his own thing.
Or he'll play it off like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I feel like I relate to that. Although the one thing I would always do is like every morning I would give my mom a kiss good morning, and same with like my dad, we kiss on the cheek, and then same at night. But as far as like saying things like, oh, I really love you, this means a lot, I never would say that. I'm starting to more now as I get older. But as a
Yeah.
kid, I would avoid those conversations at all costs.
And see, I feel like my little sister is the same way. But I don't know. I feel like I show enough affection to them?
I think so.
Yeah,
I would
it's not
say so.
not that you don't show them affection. I'm just saying like if there was
So
like,
you withhold yourself because you don't want to like
Embarrassed.
whether you feel
or maybe
you-
they're not old enough to understand like your love. Does that make sense
Mhm.
too? Like,
And I mean, I don't
should
care.
tell.
Like there was a time where Jaden didn't want me to like give him a kiss, like when I would drop him off at school and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't care. You're gonna give me a kiss. Yeah.
he'll appreciate
So-
it later, I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, I love my kids. Like they're, even though they're stubborn like me and they have an attitude, like they're my everything. So
Yeah. So you listen to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to listen to this one?
I don't know.
Or are you
'cause-
not because you're hearing yourself talk?
Probably.
Do you hate your own voice?
Yes.
I think most people
Yeah.
do. Yeah. You
I hate my voice. What do you think what do you think I sound like? I think I sound like a
But you guys
weirdo.
sound the same.
what do you like? What you hear is what you hear on the recording.
Yeah.
But see,
Uh-huh.
I think he sounds like a beautiful like anchor man, host.
Right?
Like I like his voice, and then what do I sound like? Like if you had to describe my voice, like he sounds like an anchor man, like you're like at a football game and you're like the announcer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what do I sound like? What do you think?
I don't know. That's a good question.
See, I think I sound weird, dude. I sound like a Mexican that has a
No,
like about that.
so
His
you,
tongue got ran over by a bus.
you got that
No.
foreign, like just a slight amount of foreign. So it feels like you can give a tour of like the jungle or like you're driving in the Range Rover, right? And you were telling people, and to your, I mean, I can't mimic your voice, but you would just say to the left, you have the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros's horn, contrary to popular belief, is not bone.
That
It is
sounds more
hair.
like your voice,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I'm not in a foreign land.
You could
giving-
narrate anything and we would watch, dude. That's what we're saying.
See, and then to me, my voice just sounds like average. I don't know, but to me, my voice is average.
No, you have a really deep voice.
Yeah. You know what, Cynthia? Would you what did I think of you? I'm trying to think what I thought of you the first time I met her. I don't know what I thought about her. Maybe I was kind of mad, I think I was like kind of mad that Javi was like dating somebody seriously.
Because she took
I think
time
that's
away
why.
from you.
Yeah,
from him.
I was like, God, dude.
That's actually a thing with guys, because guys are territorial.
Yeah.
So if they find like a girl that they latch on to, it takes a while for the guy to get used to them.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
how to get used to it. I was like, oh, freaking Javi, dude.
You probably were, because I don't think you ever talked to me like how we talk now, since like from the beginning.
Yeah, for like a while, huh?
Yeah,
Like I think we started talking because of your kids, honestly,
probably.
Because I was like, we'll always like play and do like weird things, and then we just like come back, It's just, it's like I turn into a kid and then have to go back,
Dude, speaking of voice, by the way, I think I remember they say that to hear what other people hear your voice, you have to like cup your ears this way. So like you cover the front of it so that by the time the sound waves getting back and hit you, that's what other people hear. So maybe you should try that later and see.
Maybe you should try that later.
So I mean, what you just heard, what they say is what I would hear, but
do you have any questions for men or any questions for
yeah, you can ask us anything you want.
anything about men? Yeah, if you've ever thought about anything that bugs you about men, or any things you have with like our issues with our temper, or just like things about modern men.
No, I mean, the only thing that I hate about, well, I don't hate, right? Hate is a big word. But it bothers me about Javi is that whenever I tell him to do something, he'll say, oh yeah, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow. And that never comes. And I feel like that's old guys, because my dad is the same way too. So why are you guys like that?
No, do I do that, Javi? Do I do that, Hoss?
No,
No.
here's I don't know, but I don't think you'd be procrastinating. Here's the thing for me. I don't say that because I know I won't do it, so I usually end up doing it then and there. Like, you'll know if I do it or not. Like, if I'm asked to do something, but I'm usually like, I don't know, I feel like I'm responsible if it's reasonable, but I guess I'm off. Like, if it's like, oh, that's not something I have to do, or it's not as important as you make it up to be, I'll just say, yeah, I'll do it later, and I won't do it.
Yeah,
So,
then that's him too. Yeah.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I resonate with that.
And I'm
Yeah, like if it
why?
doesn't bother me,
But it
why do
bothers me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to answer your question. Like it doesn't bother me enough to do it until you start telling me like the fifth time. Like,
Those
all
are
right,
games too, because I always feel like
And
I
that-
can be petty. I don't want to play that game, because one thing that bothers me is like timeliness. So if like someone takes an hour and a half to get ready for something, and now we're already an hour and a half late, it's like you should have done this an hour and a half before we were about to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think those are games. That's just human nature, you know. Like
Well,
you're gonna
okay,
blame
yeah.
one. Yes, you're gonna blame each other regardless.
Well, yeah. So I'm saying it's a trade off. Like if
Yeah.
I'm not gonna nag you about that, which I will, I don't want to hear about those things. I will.
Right? So then maybe you're the one playing games, bro.
That's not games. I'm being honest about it.
True.
But you guys joke around all that stuff like at home, right? Like, oh, you suck at doing this, but now you kind of made it like how you keep yourself like open or happy, you know what I mean? Because after you've been dating for a while, it's just like some of the stuff gets like you have to, say, oh, you got to spice it up, but no, you got to like kind of like, I don't know, find ways to laugh more, I feel like, you know what I mean? Or not be boring. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. Because
We
I mean,
clown each other all the time.
yeah.
That's good.
And we're boring all the time too.
Yeah. It's like we're the even amount of everything almost.
Yeah. Like we literally can just be watching TV and not say anything, or even like driving. We don't have to say anything to each other. We just drive together and that's it.
That's special.
Is
Yeah,
there-
like silence, dude. I think
Yeah.
we're just like comfortable with each other that we don't have to say shit.
you don't feel awkward?
Yeah, there's no awkward silence ever. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you ever use his pet peeves against him? Like, you know him so well that, oh, I'm
No.
bored today, so I'm going to torment him a little bit. You don't do that? Oh, I'm going to
No.
leave, you know?
I don't think I do.
I don't really have pet peeves
Yeah.
too much.
Huh? Well, you can't remember them probably because of CTE. What about you, Javi? You don't do that to Cynthia? Like,
Oh yeah, like I'll throw my socks just to piss her off.
Like,
You mean leave them on the ground?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be in bed, I'll take them off, and then I'll chuck them towards the closet where our dirty laundry is. And a lot of the times they're far from the basket, so
Or sometimes he'll even just leave them right there next to the basket, like his
As opposed to
dirty
just
clothes.
putting it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're already
I
there.
do that too. Do you do
Like, I
that?
can't.
No, I actually throw them
Yeah.
in because that's a.
no, I don't think
Pet
I've
peeve of
ever
mine.
done
Yeah,
that.
you
Just leave them
have.
by the side.
No, yeah, you have.
That's because the basket's probably downstairs and you brought it
No.
up.
That's funny. If it's next, if it's several feet away, that doesn't bother me. But if it's next, it's like I can just grab it and put it in.
So she said. And that's what happened. And that's why
that's
the
what
baby
happened.
Now
is
there's a
coming
baby
here
coming.
pretty soon.
Yeah,
But I don't think we need wholesome advice, you know?
No.
I think it was pretty fun.
yeah. I think this is the most.
It started off a little bit weird. We had to get you warmed up, and then it got pretty, it was nice having a pregnant lady and then just like a woman that's on to talk to, you know what I mean? So that's I think what's also fun about Alice, something you just got like a different perspective too.
It's more humbling at an emotional level because obviously
Yeah.
in other episodes, all we do is just mess around almost the entire time. So
Yeah.
we talked about relationships, kind of, I guess. Kind of like the differences between the way some men think and some women think. But
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. And I want to say that I love you a lot, you know?
Thank you.
And I didn't love you before. You know what I mean? But now I don't know.
Now
but-
you have to.
Well, it was just like I had to get used, like he was saying, you know, I had to get used to you, and then like now, just like I feel like I have a lot of fun, you know, every time that we're around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I actually know you, and you're very nice, and you know, you're
Thanks.
very sweet, and I don't know, I think you're a really good mom, you know, like your kids are really cool.
I hope so, and I hope they think that way too.
No, I think they do, because I think they're just like really comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're comfortable because they're kind of the same, but they're also very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Joe and Jaden, they're like the same, but they're all, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're the
It's
same.
literally
in the,
like Poncho and Sunny,
in the
bro.
inside,
Like that's how I can describe
but
them.
they just like they get along really good. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like I don't know. So that's like nice to see, and it's just nice to. I think, like Hall said, it's nice that you guys have like the whole family aspect down too. You know what I mean? Like I think that's really cool.
Mhm.
'Cause that's kind of what I like the most too. Is that even when they come over, you know, we have like dinners and stuff like that. Everything is like pretty. They still have like manners that are like old Mexican manners. You know, like
Yeah.
they'll give you a hug or they'll kiss you, and like I don't know. I like that a lot about your kids. You know what I mean? So
Thank you.
and hopefully, are they gonna play baseball or something? Javi, I saw one of them with a helmet.
Oh,
What was that for?
No, it was for his motorcycle.
Oh, really?
oh,
Well, I thought the kids
a
were gonna
big
play
step.
sports.
motorcycles.
yeah, the boys are gonna ride motorcycles.
But thank you for coming.
Well, thank you guys
I was
for having
really
me.
nervous. You know, were you nervous a little bit, Jose? No.
It actually felt like a good energy. It was like I think
Yeah, it
she,
was nice.
I knew I was
Yeah.
like she's gonna be difficult to crack at first. 'Cause I think for like the first
Yeah,
probably
you are a
40
little bit
minutes,
different. A
you
little
would just
hard
give
to...
one word or like one sentence answers, and then he started like pestering you with questions about
Yeah.
and then you finally started actually talking. So
Yeah, but thanks for being on the podcast, and maybe next time. Now you know when you're with the baby, what are you like the most excited about, like for the baby? Like I know you want it out, but like what are you excited other than having the baby out of you? Like what are you excited for? Does it feel like really nice when you know when you're a mom, like just when you have like that baby, like a tiny baby?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it's a feeling you can't explain. Like it's literally love at first sight. Like
Because it's like the baby's perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he doesn't even know how to talk. He doesn't know how to be mean. He's not gonna. Oh,
he's not gonna talk back to you.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say, "I don't want your kiss" before you drop me off.
yeah.
You can literally just kiss him as much as you
It's
want.
like, oh, I don't want your chicken nuggets. I want
Yeah.
Dad's chicken nuggets. Yeah.
So does that feel really nice? Like when you first have your baby like that?
Yes.
It's just like
It's just something, it's a feeling you can't explain, honestly. Like once you hold them, you just want to hold them the entire time. But yeah.
what about you, Javi?
I'm excited to see what he looks like.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna look like your
He's
family.
gonna look like a baby.
Well, maybe he got that Benjamin Button syndrome, you know?
The reason Javi's excited to see what he looks like is because he wants him to look like him.
And I'm pretty sure he will, because all his family, their genes are really strong.
If it's a
so-
darker Javi, oh, dude, that's gonna be so cool.
Now
That's
I'm
what I
dark.
want.
Call him DJ for short, darker Javi.
All right, but I think any other thoughts, Hoss? Or
No, it's been good. It's been nice to finally meet you.
Same,
Better?
Feel like I'll see you around a bit more.
maybe. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
We're gonna be there for the pregnant.
No, not like here, like when we do like events and stuff.
Oh,
'cause we're
okay.
supposed to like go picnics or barbecues and stuff.
Okay.
But do you want to talk about anything else? Shout out anybody or say hi to your parents or
No,
no? But all right,
I'm good.
I'm good.
so it's beefy.
It's Butter Pecan Rican Host.
It's your boy Javi.
And Cynthia.
The lovely Cynthia. Love you guys, and catch you guys later.
Bye.